Hello, it's Kev Polton, recently re-elected Mayor of Wodonga, back again for another update post our November meeting. So this time around, once again, Councillor Simpfendorfer has joined me, not just as a councillor this time around though. Graham, you are the Deputy Mayor of the City of Wodonga. How do you feel?
Yeah, really proud, quite humbled to be nominated, so I'll thank Councillor Bennett and Watson for making the nominations. Just really looking forward to the journey and working a bit closer with you for the city.
All right, and before too long we'll have you sitting here doing these all on your own so I can have one off. That'd be great. Thanks very much. So as part of our formalities for a 12-month period is putting people onto committees. Once again, a lot of the councillors happy to stay on the committees they were. A couple were seeking some change, so the full list of where each councillor sits in the committees that the council are representing on, you can also see online. Our council meeting dates have been ratified and will be now published for the coming 12 months, so for the next calendar year. Again, handy to have the website to save me here rattling through them all. If you want to set them aside in your calendar, please do so now. Jump on the website and make bookings. If you'd like to attend in the gallery as well, obviously we're doing things COVID safe again, so you're welcome to show interest and come along. We adopted a couple of policies but also sent another one away for a bit of work. So we have adopted the procurement policy, which is a change to the way that we do business and what's funded where and have you, but that is now in line with some of our neighbouring shires and particularly a couple of the other regional cities across Victoria, and that should really sort of speed up the way council delivers some of the projects within the city. The other policy we also had was the complaints handling policy. Now thankfully, in my first 12 months as Mayor, not had a lot of complaints escalate beyond that policy. So thankfully, you know, again, the customer focus team that we've got here at Wodonga Council are always there to take your emails, your phone calls, and they'll always get the resolution, hopefully, that you need. But it's good to know the policy's there in place should you want to raise something. The third policy, of which has gone away for a little bit more work off the decision of councillors, was our councillor briefing policy. Obviously at the moment we have briefings away from our public meetings, which you may stream or attend, but I guess the question there is, do we open those meetings to public as well? How did the community want us to be involved as councillors in the decision-making process, and how we can find out what's happening in the community? That's all up for discussion and debate at a later date, but you'll be able to keep an eye on when you get to have your say in that as well. Council in November also made the decision to sell the land to Westmont, and well, I guess it's 1 McFarlane Road, but better known as the Willows to many. And there was a little bit of nervousness in that consultation from the community around, you know, should we be selling a council asset or what was perceived as a council asset to a business? Well, they are not for profit, and that particular asset is limited to its use, which is obviously in the aged care services. So what happens there is if Westmont no longer can deliver that service or will not be delivering that service, that asset just comes back to council. So for now that just tidies things up a little bit and gives them certainty on how they deliver for the aged in our community.
We had the physical activity strategy come up before the councillors for a decision, and that does form part of the sport and recreation plan. It was very interesting to see how that sits alongside the other activities with council, and there was some discussion around trying to streamline some of these policies so there wasn't too much overlap, but very pleased to see that one get through.
So after a substantial body of work and a fair bit of consultation with traditional custodians of the land throughout Wodonga and our communities of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, we have now adopted our Innovate RAP, the Reconciliation Action Plan. This is for the next couple of years. There's no doubt this will be tested and trialled within the community, but I guess the main thing you probably think of as a community is, you know, really actions speak louder than words, don't they? So whilst we've got a document to guide us towards that reconciliation, obviously it comes down to each and every one of us to have our performance in that area sort of in the spotlight. So really proud that the council put that there, they've adopted it.
A couple of tenders appeared before us in the council meeting. One of those was for the leisure centre and the removal of asbestos and re-roofing down there, which will be great to see that commence. Well, the very exciting tender that came before us in relation to the Belvoir Park Playground stage has been approved. That will appear on our website in the new year for community feedback. So I'd really encourage everyone to jump on, have a look, because there's some really exciting concepts there. So we want to make sure that you have your say.
The council has considered Osborne Street road closure. Now, this is not a new idea. St Augustine's Primary School, I think it could be almost a decade or more ago now, we're trying to figure out how they can better link up some of their parcels of land that are used as play and educational spaces back to their main school site. Obviously, as they grow, they need to be able to do that safely and keep the kids safe. It came before council. We've come up with a solution that may require some tweaking in the future or a different approach again later on, but for now it should deliver a pretty good outcome for the school, for the surrounding community. I think the important thing to note is there's no proposed changes to how the main intersections there really are currently working at the moment, but it will be open for community feedback, so keep an eye out for that one. As you know, makewodongayours.com.au. As always, we also have some planning matters often come before us as councillors. We had 3 of those this month. If you'd want to read some more detail to that, the meeting minutes will be available. You can obviously skip to that part of the council meeting to look at those considerations that were made and what was discussed, but it's all there for you to have a look at.
We got to the point in the meeting where it was question time. I really encourage everyone to make available to themselves that opportunity to ask questions of the council. Our full responses are always available on the website or in the minutes, so get on there if you need to have a look at the entire response to those questions. In last night's meeting, we had 3 questions from the community. There was questions around the emissions from the landfill site, as well as intersection improvements at the Barranduda Boulevard and John Schubert Drive. So to see those responses in full, please jump on the website or check the minutes. There are a number of reports for information that were provided to the councillors and it gives us a month-by-month snapshot of what was happening throughout the council month. These are planning, the building report, competitive services, the audit and risk committee, record of meetings, and finally the decisions register.
So we do our best to obviously bring you what happened in just short of 3 hours in a few minutes, but as always, it's all there online. You can look at the minutes for the meeting, you can watch the video of the meeting back and stay in touch with us, makewodongayours.com.au. But I think that's it for this month, Graham.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kev.